Today we are playing with Paletteopoly, the palette, minus the game part. I did do a video playing the game, so if you haven't seen that, that is up in the card. But today is all about the palette because this color story deserves its very own time to shine and see what it can do. I'm going to use my very own brain to choose the colors and the lashes and the lip, but still all from this collection, of course. And I am so excited to play with this again. But first, if we haven't met before, hi, my name is Sherri. Welcome to Makeup Therapy, the time where we just sit back, relax, de-stress, and play with whatever makeup we want to play with and whatever other fun things we want to without judgment from anyone, because makeup therapy is all about making ourselves happy. And playing with super colorful palettes and fun collections is something I love to do, so if that is stuff you love to see, then subscribe for more. Now, let's get into it. I will have all the information about the collection down in the description box, including all the prices. You can get most of the pieces separately, or you can get the entire collection. The only thing is, you can't buy just the palette. The palette comes with the game, but that's kind of like, I mean, the name of the palette is Paletteopoly, so it does make sense, but all of that information is in the description box for you. So make sure you check that out if you're interested. So if you didn't see my other video yet, we played with pretty much almost all of these shades. The purple, we played with this one, and the yellow a couple of times. I kind of want to use mostly ones we didn't use in the two looks from the other video. So I think I'm going to start with something that is very multi-colored and just kind of blown out a little bit, but nothing really complicated. Most of the brushes from the collection I got dirty. The only one I have that's kind of somewhat clean is the big blending brush. I'll be using that today, but the other ones are dirty. I used them in the other video. Okay, I am all set with my Natasha Denona eye base. So we're gonna do the yellow, pink, and then purple, because I do want this to be quite a blown out, just really soft transition look. I'm going to start with this big fluffy brush, and I'm going to be doing mostly tapping to blend all of these colors. I'm going to start off with the deepest one, if there is a deep one. I don't think the pink really has a deep color, but this one is actually Ninja Turtles that I'm starting with down here, because we have the bright yellow on top, but then we've got these grungier greens down here. So I'm going to start off with Ninja Turtles right in the front here. I'm just gonna tap it on. I like that shade. That's a really pretty shade. Okay, because it's actually green and not yellow, I'm gonna have to be kind of careful with the pinks. And I think for the deeper shade for the pinks, I'm gonna go into this shade right here called Fanny Pack. I'm just gonna put that right next to it, but try not to mix it together too much. Don't want it to get too muddy. Cute. I like those two together. They're really pretty. Okay. Now for the purple, I'm going to go ahead and start with this really deep one down here called Mixtape. And it's actually, I think it probably shows up pretty brown, but it's actually a really nice deep purple. I'm going to put that one in the outer corner. I'm going to use this bigger, fluffier brush for this here. It's so easy using these bigger brushes to just tap it on. It automatically blends it out. It covers so much more space. Actually, I like doing this quite a bit. Okay, I'm just gonna make one more pass with all of the shades just to get them more saturated, and then I'll move on to the blending shades on the top. Actually, I think what I'm gonna do for this time is just stamp a little bit of the yellow between the green and the purple. Pink, I mean. There we go. I think that looks nice, and these blended all together just completely effortlessly. Okay, now we'll blend out the top with the lighter shades. This one's going to be the yellow, As If. Ooh, I don't think my brush was cleaned off quite well enough. Let me grab a different brush. Okay, I grabbed my Zoeva 227. The other one, this one is from Lois Cosmetics. I don't think these are numbered, just came in the set. But for the yellow, I think I'm gonna use first just this buffer brush, because I just wanna really make that yellow as bright as possible. Okay, I guess that didn't have anything to do with the brush I was using. It's just a little bit, that's odd. It's giving me more like yellow on the green, but then more mustard when it's just on top of the primer. Okay, well, it is what it is. I guess that's what we're working with. I'm just gonna buff it a little bit. Grab the bigger brush. Okay, and now I'm going to grab this hot pink shade here called Neon, and that is gonna go over here, obviously. Okay, wow, that is definitely neon pink, that's for sure. All right, so now going in with the purple. How bright do I want it to be? These are our choices. We have, which one is which now? Okay. This one is Digital Pet. We used that in the last video. This one is shoulder pads. I think I'm gonna go for shoulder pads, and then we also have this light one called Friends. Yeah, Friends. I think that'll go on the outer part, because I do kind of want to make it really big. That's just what I'm feeling like today, you know? Okay, I'm going in with shoulder pads. Looks like that shade is going to require just a little extra attention. That is really pretty. I love this color, Friends. Ooh, I do love that. And then I think what I'm going to do after I buff these edges a little, would that be too much? I think I want to take the lightest pink shade called Vogue and just do this. I mean, it blends right into my blush too, so. So I'm gonna go through the ones we just put down one more time, the brighter shades, and then I'm gonna go back into the darker shades to build those back up again. I'm just gonna go in the same order, starting with the yellow into our neon pink here. I'm gonna bring that pink out a little bit more so it meets up with the purple. And then into Friends, and then into Vogue. Okay, our brighter shades got the second lap. Now I'm gonna go in with the darker shades and do the same once again. And you can just go back and forth however you want to make it, just to get it to where you want it to be. I think I'm actually going to move into my Rephr 13 for this, just so I can get the blend I'm looking for, especially right here with the yellow going between these two shades. I am going to use this big fluffy one again though in the corner because it just makes it so much easier. Look how nice and deep that one gets. Ooh, that's really nice. With this smaller brush, the shoulder pads is performing a lot better. It wasn't bad before. It just didn't come out quite as blended as I would have liked to see with that bigger brush, but I mean, it blends fine. It's beautiful. These are so incredibly pigmented. Holy smokes. I'm taking the tiniest amounts on my brush and it is just packed with color. Okay, before I go into the pink, I'm gonna grab the Paletteopoly brush and just really smooth out, buff out the edges of that purple first. I think I'm gonna stick with this brush and grab Vogue one more time. I don't mind that it's coming up this far because it pretty much blends right into the blush I had on. Okay, now I'm just gonna take this really giant brush and just kind of buff these. That went really quick and easy. They blended like a dream. Okay, now for the lid. Actually, let me grab that deep shade on here just to get it a little bit more targeted, closer to my lash line there too. All right, what do we want to put on the lid? Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put a pink over most of the lid, and then on the upper part right here, I'm going to put that bright yellow. And then I'm gonna have that bright yellow for the inner corner, and I'm gonna put some of that pink up here as a brow bone highlight since we're right up to the brow there. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start with my NYX glitter primer and I'm gonna use this Morphe 152. It is flat-ish, but it's still a little fluffy and grabby. This is actually the kind of brush I like using the most with shimmers. So I'm just gonna put it on over the whole lid. I'm not gonna clean it off or actually do a cut crease or anything today. I'm just sticking it right on top. Oh no, I didn't want it up that high. Tap that out. Okay, grab the pink. Ooh, that is so pretty. Oh, the pink is called Walkman, by the way. I'm just gonna kind of take it in this diagonal and pull it a little bit just to blend it into that matte over there. I'm gonna grab a little bit, just dry and pat it on to blend it in over here. Okay, clean that off and grab the yellow. Ooh, that is pretty and it is bright. I love it. A little chunky, a little chunky. I'm just gonna blend these two in together the best I can. I really like that. Okay, I'm gonna grab a smaller brush to get in the corner there and wrap that yellow shimmer around. I'm just gonna use this tiny little flat brush. This is a ColourPop E20 and I'm just gonna spray it for the inner corner. It is definitely chunky. Wow, that's bright. So pretty. I'm gonna grab some more just dry and just kind of blow it out a little bit. While I'm at it, I'm just gonna add some of the yellow matte, bring it down to meet it. All right, lower lash line. All right, for the lower lash line, I'm just going to do the same thing I did on top and wrap it around. I'm going to start with the deeper shades close to the lash line. I'm gonna use this smudge brush that's not too thick. It's actually kind of flattened out towards the front. This is an e.l.f. one. I'm going to start with our deep purple. And then fanny pack. And I'm going to go with the yellow instead of the green. So I'm going to go with As If. I'm going to kind of pack these all on. Get the color to show up as much as possible. I pulled that one down a little further right away since it's going to be blended out with the yellow anyway. I'm going to use this Blend Bunny brush, the B1. I want something that's a little bit tapered at the top so it's not too, so it doesn't get out of control. So I guess I did the yellow a little bit already. And then our bright pink and our brighter purple. Oops, shoulder pads was supposed to be in between that. Let's get that in there. Oops. I'm going to take a little bit of a fluffier brush that's not too big. This is a rougher 14 and I'm just going to buff out the very edges to get them nice and soft. That is looking really cool. I'm going to take that light pink shimmer called Walkman again and put that right up here. Drag it through a little bit and I like to pull it down sometimes just to kind of bring it into the shimmer. Well, that is definitely colorful. That is for sure. Okay, just because I'm feeling a little extra today, I am going to take this palette of Sheen Neon Cake Liners and spray some water in there and take this little nail tool that has like a little rounded circle edge and I'm gonna put on some dots. And I'm thinking I'm gonna bring the pink into the yellow, yellow into the purple, and the purple into the pink. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so I'm gonna work on that and then I will be back. Okay, I am pretty confident that that completely ruined the look. But such is life, it's just makeup. And how do we learn to do new things if we don't screw up sometimes? But it's okay. It's okay. All right, I think the biggest fail was this purple here. It's just not standing out at all. It's okay though. We're gonna leave it alone. It is what it is. It's fine. We will live and life will go on. Okay, I am going to do liner, lashes, figure out what I'm gonna put in the waterline, and I will be right back. Okay, I am back. So what I did. Now the top liner, since we had to use the magnetic lashes, the liner is black, we had to use the magnetic liner. I did not use the liner that came with this. If you saw my other video, you know that it didn't do it for me. I used the Glamnetic. Even with that, these magnets I just think are just not strong enough. If I was going anywhere today, I definitely would not wear these. But for a video, it's fine. So in the waterline, I used this bright orange liner from Lethal called Amplitude, because even though I definitely used a bright pink to put those dots on mixed with the yellow, it made it look orange. So I thought, let's go ahead and work with it, not against it. So I added the orange liner, and then let's see. The mascara I used is the Ofra HD Volumizing Mascara. This is the first time I've used this. So far I like it. I like it a lot, actually. So I'm excited to use this some more. And I use this Laura Mercier. It is Tightline Cake Eyeliner to tight line. I heard this was really good. The problem that I usually have with tight lining is almost anything ends up on my colored waterline liner and messes that all up, and I hate it so much, and I heard this was really good. I used this yesterday as well. I didn't really notice it messing up my liner, so hopefully this works and is the answer to my problems. But yeah, there we go. That's the finished look. I did still use the more dramatic lashes this time because we've got quite the look going on. All right, we're gonna put this behind us and move on to the second look. Okay, for the second look, this one is gonna be much simpler. I'm actually going to use the neutral row in the crease and outer corner, and then I'm gonna use these blue shimmers here on the lid, and I'm gonna put the bright blue on the lower lash line, I think. Hopefully that works out. It's simple. It should be okay. Okay, great. Let's get started. I still have to prime my eyelid. Okay, now I'm gonna start with this brush that I tried for the first time not that long ago, and I loved it. This is from AOA Studios, a Shop Miss A brand. It actually comes in a set of 2 with one of these, like the contour brushes that are shaped like this. I really like the brushes shaped like this, and I wanted more of these, and I could only get it in a set with these, so I bought a bunch of them. And this brush, so it's angled this way, but it's also angled this way. It's really unique. I don't have anything else like it, and it is the perfect brush to stamp on like a sharper outer corner line. It's really neat. It's really good for that. So that is the one I'm gonna go with to start with today with our deepest shade in the neutral row, which is Big Hair. I think we did use that yesterday in one of the looks. So really, I just wanna make sure I have it at the angle I want it. And you just stamp it on and kind of pull it in a little bit, and you've pretty much got a ready-made outer corner. It's so easy. This shadow is so incredibly smooth. Oof, I love it. Okay, I'm also, because it's also angled this way, I'm gonna use this in my crease as well and just stamp it all through my crease. If you're not familiar with Shop Miss A, it's kind of like an online dollar store. You can buy, you know, there are bundles and things, like this comes in a 2-pack. It's probably around $2, maybe a little bit more, because I think some things do sell for like $1.88. But yeah, it's really inexpensive. And this brush I love so much, and I like the one that comes with it too. So win-win. This shade, it is so incredibly buttery, and look at how pigmented and smooth that is. Oh, it's beautiful. Look at that. And all I had to do was tap it on, and we've already got, like, the edges are already pretty soft. I'm still gonna go in and blend them some more. But wow, that was so easy. These are really easy to work with. Wow, okay. I'm actually just gonna keep using this brush because it's working so nicely. I'm just gonna take the next lighter shade, which is Macarena, and I'm just gonna stamp it right on the line of this shade. This definitely is not a brown though, is it? It definitely has red in it. It's more of a burgundy than a brown. In the pan, it looks completely brown. I knew that yesterday when we used it. I mentioned it when I swatched it. It is right here. Oh, I guess, yeah, in the camera, it does look like a burgundy. Next, we're gonna go into Macarena. I wonder how this one's gonna show up. I don't hate it though. I love this shade. It's so pretty. Okay, Macarena. Well, these blend in together perfectly. Ooh, look how rich these colors are. I think this might be my first palette from Ace Beaute with their new formula. All the other ones I have are their older formula, and I liked the older formula too. I didn't think there was anything wrong with it, but I do think these are a step up. They're just so rich and pigmented and buttery and blendable. They're beautiful. All right, that's getting bigger than I wanted it to. So I think I am going to take the brush that I used for my eye primer and just kind of tap over the edges just to kind of bring this back in a little bit, get it under control a little. That didn't do much other than spread it. I guess this brush was too big to do that. So I'm gonna go in with this smaller smudge brush. I have no idea what brand this is or the name of it. I know I got this in a set from BoxyCharm. That is all I know. Okay, now going into Mullet, which looks like a really light brown. Okay, that's good to know. So putting this shade on top of the other one really kind of took over, which in this case is a good thing. Super buttery and soft. Holy smokes. Okay. All right. Now I'm just going to take a bigger brush. Hang on. Gotta fix this little corner here. I'm going to take a bigger brush and just blend that out. I'm just going to use this giant fluffy brush from Be Perfect. This one is it's a BPE09. I'm just gonna soften these edges. All right, I'm actually out here gonna take that lighter shade just a tiny bit on this big fluffy brush, just so it stays really soft. And then I'm gonna take a smaller fluffy brush, not gonna be too intense with these highly pigmented shades. I'm gonna use this Sigma E33, and I'm gonna go back down, work my way back down with the other shades we used. So our middle shade here, Macarena, kind of got caught in the crossfire between these two and disappeared. I'm just using some very light, teeny tiny little circular motions to blend that in, keep it where I want it. And the same with our deepest big hair. This is so deep already. I don't even think it really needed it. These are just so rich. I know I keep saying it, but I'm really impressed. I really am. To keep it a little more controlled, I'm going to go back to the small shader and our deepest big hair and bring that outer corner again. Okay, onto the lid. We have Boy Band. Look how pretty that is. And Acid Wash. And these are the two that we are going to use on the lid. I'm going to use the Morphe M152 again. This is a clean one. And let me go ahead and put on, where did I put it? My NYX glitter primer. I'm going to use that for this one as well. Same thing, no cut crease or anything. I'm just going to put ooh, that is too much. That's going to crease wicked. Just going to take some of that off. That is way too much. If you use too much NYX, it will crease, which I was reminded of in the last video. It won't just crease, it will, I mean, you'll have entire bald spots, so watch out for that. This probably would look much cooler with a cut crease, but I don't want to do one. So we're doing it this way. All right, I'm gonna first take Boy Band, the deep one, and put that in our outer corner. You can really see like a purple shift in it, on the finger, you could see that, but I have yet to see that show up on the lid, which is sad because it's so pretty. I'm gonna take this one at a diagonal as well. Okay, and the other looks, it was always a very small area this went on, so couldn't do it then, but I'm gonna try adding some with my finger to see if we can get more of that purple in it. Let's see. Okay, I don't know if we're getting more purple, but it sure amped it up. That is so pretty. Even if you don't want to play the game, after doing 4 looks with this now, I can safely say, I mean, I would get the palette just for the palette. It's such a good palette. I'm just gonna kind of pull in the edges a little here to blend that in with the matte. I think I'm going to, before I forget, I'm just gonna tap over that a little. All right, now on to our lighter blue shimmer, which is Acid Wash. Make sure this is still tacky. I haven't used this one yet. Ooh, yeah. Oh, we definitely have green in that. So that was a surprise. We've got some turquoise. That is a definite surprise. I didn't even see that in the swatch. I probably just missed it, but wow. That's pretty. I'm gonna blend the shimmers together a bit. That is really pretty. If you are thinking about the game though yet, you do check out my other video if you haven't seen it, because I was quite surprised. I was quite surprised on my feelings on it. I love that. I love these colors together. They're so pretty. Okay, I kind of want to put even more on just because It's such a pretty color. Okay, for the inner corner, do we want to go with this? That could be cool. I don't know. Does that go with the blue? I think that's, I mean, I don't think there are really any other light shimmers that would work with this. So I think I'm going to go with that one. Let's go ahead and do the lower lash line quick. Okay, I'm going to start off with this really flat smudge brush to use our darkest one, Big Hair, because I do want to start off with kind of wrapping that around the outer corner. Just that little bit though. I don't want to really take it in much further. I think right about there will do. And now our blue, maybe just a teensy bit just pulled in a bit so we can blend the blue into it. All right, I'm going to use this small pencil brush to pack that blue on. I don't think this has a name on it, but I know this is from, it'll come to me, maybe, I don't remember. Oh, now I remember, it's a Dew Color brush. Okay, put our bright blue down here. I'm going to bring that in quite far to the inner corner. Even though I want to put that shade up there, I don't want there to be too much of it. I'm just really packing it on because I want it to be this nice bright blue. Dragging it just a touch into the deep shade, and then I'm going to take this really pointy, smaller brush. This is Morphe 507. Just to blend out the edges here. I really like these shades together. I like them a lot. Okay, I really like that. I have to say, that color combination I love. Inner corner, I'm going to take this tiny little Jessup brush. It kind of looks like a pencil brush, but it's kind of flat-ish. This is what I'm going to use to put that other shade right in the inner corner. What is going on here? Have some shimmer there. Oh, that just smeared it. That's okay. It's not a big deal. Actually, since these are such rich shades, I can probably just cover that right up. Pretty much. So the inner corner is going to be that VHS shade. I did use that twice in my other looks, but in an area you wouldn't normally put it. So I'm excited to see how this looks in the inner corner. I'm just going to spray this one. Ooh, I don't know. This is a very creamy shade. I think it's going to pick up too well on this brush. Okay, I just had to really dig in there. All right, I want to keep this kind of focused just in the very inner corner. I want to try something else. So I think I'm going to use this really tiny pencil brush. This is from the Melt Mariposa collection. I'm not 100% sure. I know I'm pretty sure it was a limited edition collection. I don't know if it's still available. Ooh, that second coat really, second layer, second coat, whatever. That's really bringing out the green in it, which I don't know how I feel about that with this. I kind of feel like I wish I would have stuck with the turquoise, but I didn't, and we're here now. So this is what we've got. This with the dark blue, that would look really cool together. Given Starry Night vibes. That would look cool. I don't know how I like it with this whole color combo, but it's fine. It's what we've got. All right. Okay, I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do for the waterline. And should we use the lashes again? I guess, you know what? I've not yet used the less dramatic lashes, so maybe we'll try those out just to see how they look. Okay, let me finish off and I will be right back. Okay, here we are with the finished second look. This time I went with the less dramatic lashes, and I have to say, these seem to hold a little bit better. Still not great, but definitely better. I of course used the tight liner thing again. There is no transfer on this side, so that is wonderful. And I am an idiot because I read you the name of this, which clearly says Cake Tightline eyeliner, and then it occurred to me that maybe I should be wetting it. And yes, that is how you're supposed to do it. I did not do it on this side. I just used it as the powder form, which worked fine. That's how I used it yesterday. It was a little tougher to get anything, but this time I wet it for this side. It's still looking really good. I still have no transfer, so that is exactly what I was looking for. That's wonderful. I used the Ofra mascara again. I really do like this. I think this is going to become a favorite for sure. And then the waterline liner, I used another Lethal one. This one is Playback. I thought this was such a fun pop of color to go with this. I love the way this look turned out. It was actually really simple to do, or really easy, because the shadows are just incredible. And I almost forgot about them, but this is the nude or the neutral one of the liquid lips. I really like these. They are super comfortable. They're not drying. They go on really beautifully. They're not messy at all. I like these a lot. And I waited for you so you could see this by itself. And then let's go ahead and put the gloss over it. So the description of this said holographic gloss. I don't know that I would necessarily agree with that just based off of the swatch on my hand. I haven't put it on my lips yet, but it just kind of looks like a clearish gloss. Okay. I mean, it's certainly nice. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't think it really adds anything to this shade anyway. Ooh, it's really nice and smooth and comfy though. So maybe by itself, it adds a nice little shine on top of this, but not much else. But yeah, I'd like to use it by itself and see how that looks. Is that everything? I think that is everything. Okay, after playing with this by itself, not with the game, not being told where to put things, I really enjoy this palette. I love it a lot. I would highly recommend getting it. I know that it comes with the game. You don't have to play it if you don't want to, but I love this palette. I love this palette. It's really nice. If there is one thing I would say, don't waste $50 on these lashes. They are pretty, but they're like the hold just is not strong enough. I would definitely fear for you. If you went out in public with these, I feel like they would definitely come off and you probably wouldn't even feel it because they are very lightweight, which is wonderful. I mean, for a video, like I didn't even have to trim these other ones, the less dramatic ones. I didn't even have to trim, and it is really nice to be able to pop those on. So I probably will use these more just because they're so easy, but not if I'm actually leaving the house. The lip products, I really like how comfortable they are. The colors, let me actually grab the other two. Other two shades are this super bright pink and this really bright coral shade. So if you're into bright colors, they're really nice, super comfortable. They feel wonderful. They're easy to put on. I would recommend these. If you're not into these colors, then pick up these. Or actually, can you? I think these might only come in a set of 4. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I really like this. Overall, I really like this whole set. I really like everything that came with it, pretty much minus the hold on the lashes, which could be better. The lashes themselves are nice. And like I said before, if you want to check out playing the game and seeing how that all went, you can find that video right here and go right to it. Or if you want to see some videos with some other really fun collections to play with, check out my playlist, my brand new playlist here for a couple of other videos with some fun collections. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I had a lot of fun, and I'll see you in the next one.